Hey, we're back with you. It's the voices.com at www.thepowervoices.com. It's time for the Jesse T Show. I have no idea why I did that. I just did it because I just wanted to do it that way. I do those things. I do things just because I want to do them. It's a terrible thing to watch me do things that I want to do because it's terribly not exciting at all. I'm just doing what I do because that's what I do when I do what I do. Do. Jesse T's back on the air with you live at 5, straight on the point. Well, actually, the reason why I did stutter a little bit before was because there was a preview of a show that I was very nicely asked to look at here at thepowerofvoices.com. And I said, sure, go ahead. I don't mind looking at other people's shows. And, you know, they've got some great programs here at thepowerofvoices.com. And so I was blessed with the opportunity to watch just a few minutes of what I think is going to probably become one of my favorite shows, of course, besides mine, at thepowerofvoices.com. And it's a show of two lovely ladies, just two lovely ladies, beautiful, lovely ladies, talking about the things that are most dear to them. The power of love, the power of romance, the power of sex. Oh, baby. I am going to watch this show because it's all about adult toys, and it's all about lovemaking, and it's all about sex romping, and it's all about engaging in those wonderful activities that we call fun time, in the bedtime, in the late time, at nighttime, anytime, and anywhere. Oh, I love the name of this show, and the name of this show is
Between the Sheets.
Their theme song has to be Between the Sheets.
It is.
That you can't have any other theme song but that one.
The Isley Brothers,
Between the Sheets. One of my all-time favorite
it's
songs.
Dana and Courtney, two ladies talking about sex and sex toys and how to get it on, how to please your man, how to please your woman. Mm-hmm.
So the old joke goes that God made man, and man got kind of bored naming all the plants and animals, and he looked up to God, Lord Jesus. Of course, Jesus wasn't born yet, because this is the Old Testament. It took some years before Jesus got around. But he said, Lord, I'm bored. There's got to be something else for me. I can't. I've named every animal in the world and every plant. There's nothing for me to do. And so God felt sorry, and God said, okay, go to sleep. So Adam went to sleep, man went to sleep, and God put his hands together, blew into his hands, took some mud and some dirt and some spit, and blew it all together, and took a little rib out of Adam, smashed it all up, conjured it all up, formed this thing while Adam was asleep for, 8 hours or 800 million years, whatever it was. And when Adam woke up, there was another person that looked like him. Had a head and 2 arms and 2 legs and could walk upright and could talk and was just beautiful. And now Adam didn't really know what he looked like because there was no mirrors. There was no cameras. So Adam was just Adam. But Adam knew that, he had certain things on him because he was Adam and, running around naked all day long. He kind of, I'm sure he got stuck by some sticker bushes in the places he shouldn't have been, so he wakes up and God's up there looking down on him very quietly. And he wakes up and he sees this other human by his side, and he says, oh man, man. Whoa, man. Whoa, man. Whoa, man. Woo! And the woman was born. Well, that's kind of what happened to me here when we started the show today. I got a chance to see a recording of their show, and I was like, I felt like Bill Clinton in a house of sorority girls at Cal State University, Northridge. Right? Man, that's a great show. So we're looking forward Between the Sheets right here at www.thepowervoices.com. What time is it on?
10 p.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 10 p.m. Pacific time.
So they got 3 days to teach us how to have fun in the bed. 3 days of sexual romping stories. And they're actually, it's not really gritty and dirty like I'm talking about.
3 days.
But it's 3 days. You know, I have a hard time doing it for 3 minutes. For Jesus, for 3 days. What can I tell you? After the age of 35, men start losing 1% testosterone for the rest of their life a year. Did you know that? Yes, I've been on this health thing these last couple of weeks, and I read that the best way to lose fat is to put fat on because it creates better testosterone, and testosterone burns off the fat. I know that doesn't make any sense. You put fat on to burn off fat because fat creates testosterone, and testosterone with resistance training burns off the fat that you were trying to burn off, so you had to put some fat on. But there's something called as good fat and bad fat. And so the good fat beats the bad fat, so you eat a lot of avocados and you eat a lot of red fish, like trout and salmon and stuff like that, and all of that. And so your testosterone levels will go up. And by goodness, you're going to need them watching these 3 girls.
You eat all that, you're going to end up being a fathead.
Well, a fathead, huh? Huh. A fathead.
Boom, boom, ching.
Instead of Alice, like Jackie Gleason used to say, Lee, bang, zoom, Lee. You're going to go to the moon. All right. www.thepowervoices.com. Jesse Terrero with you here, just doing what we do here. We are live at 5. It's the Jesse T Show with a grand opening like we do it. Sometimes we just ramble on for a few seconds, but it's good to have you along with us, and we're straight on the point today. We got lots to cover, lots to talk about, and now that I got away from the lovemaking show, I'm okay. And I feel good.
Feel better?
I feel good. I feel like James Brown.
I feel great because I found my phone.
Yeah, and who was the one? Tell me, please. Tell the audience.
I told you.
No. You tell you helped me with the information, but Sherlock Holmes, otherwise known as Jesse Sherlock Holmes T. Who was the one that put all the deductions together? And what did I come up with? Come on. You
said it's probably you left it at Vons.
Yeah, okay. And I said it's at Vons. When we walked down the street talking about this, and
I was pretty certain that it was there too, because as I backtracked my tracks, I said it's got to be at Vons.
And of course,
you co-signed on that. But what's better?
Wait, no. Who led you down the path of backtracking? Come on now.
It was your fault that I left my damn phone at Vons, more than likely.
My fault?
Yeah.
How could it possibly be my fault? I wasn't even here.
Well, but Jesse T is everywhere.
On the air and everywhere, from the community to the world.
That's right.
Don't despair. I am here in your hair.
And that's why I left my phone. But you redeemed yourself.
I did.
When you told me that tonight, I'm going to win the Powerball for $422 million.
Right.
Now, if you predict that one correctly, we good.
All right.
We are good to go.
Right. I get a job.
You got anything you want. I'm going to pay off all your bills.
Really?
And all the deals, the real estate deals that you're trying to pull off now.
Right.
Done deal.
Done deal.
Done.
as good as done.
I've
Right.
said it publicly.
Okay.
You got my word on it.
You're going to win $422 million tonight. I
Dude,
predict it.
I'm going to spend it all in 24 hours.
Well, $221 million you'll have because Uncle Sam in the state is going to
Right.
take half.
Well,
of it.
yeah. What we're going to net, it's going to be gone in 24 hours.
Well, you got some people to take care of.
yeah, I got.
People,
Look,
You
my
got people.
bills are so big.
right?
We don't call them bills.
How big are they?
We call them Mr. Williams. They're huge. No, I'm kidding. But I'm gonna give it all away. I'll probably keep it maybe $20 million.
Oh, look,
all the
I
rest
am-
of it, I'm giving it.
You
Giving it
know
all
as
away.
I know. You know as I know better than anybody.
Yeah.
That I am a charitable cause that needs help.
I'm 100%.
I'm like
I've given away everything I've ever had.
I'm like a built-in nonprofit because I need help. You know that.
You are a 501c3.
That's right. I am a charitable event unto itself. Right?
You're too much.
Right? So, I'll be happy to take some of that and give you a tax write-off.
You got it. All
Okay.
the deals that you're trying to pull
Right.
off right now,
Right.
done deal.
Look
What's
at
the maximum you need?
max I need?
Yeah, to all the deals that you're working on right now.
All of them? Right
Yeah.
now at this
Yeah,
moment? Right now.
Right now.
$75 million.
Done. You got it.
And these are deals that are already, if I had the $75 million,
Right.
would be worth $150 million because that's what they're worth right now.
No problem.
I mean, we're under market.
I
we're
understand.
behind the closed doors.
I understand
I got
how those
the
things work.
The inside connection.
That's why I have no problem in investing in those deals because I know whatever you say there,
it's already a profit.
done deal.
It's done. Well,
Done the deal.
man, like the Navy base
Deal
in the
done.
zombie apocalypse. It's
Done.
it's a Navy base for God's sakes.
I would love to have that.
Wouldn't that be great?
Absolutely.
A 250-acre Navy base this
Will they
side
throw
of
in a battleship or
this
destroyer?
side of the Shenandoah Mountains. How beautiful that is up there.
Man, the only way you could make that better, Jesse, is if you told me we were buying Pier 12 at the Norfolk Naval Base in Norfolk.
Oh yeah, now that would be it, right? And I'd want at least an Iowa-class battleship sitting there.
No, we want an aircraft carrier.
Well, I would settle with a battleship.
Yeah, battleship would be cool.
Right. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Or
'cause
destroyer.
Even though it would get destroyed real quick, it's just so bad.
You'll
looking.
run it aground.
Yeah, man, I would. I
We'd
would.
turn it into a damn restaurant in
That's what
about 2 weeks.
Into the ground and go. It's exactly what would happen. You don't want me running your ship.
No.
No.
And definitely not a submarine.
No.
It'd
Look,
be like run silent, run deep.
real deep. We'd be real deep.
See, people don't have any idea what we're talking about.
No, they don't.
But that's okay.
It's perfectly all right because we know what we're talking about.
And who hooked you up today with a blended Thai iced tea? Here it is,
Well,
folks. This is
first-
the remnants of what I
Yes.
have left.
Well, mine is gone before we got back.
Yeah, before you got back.
I
yeah.
had the iced tea first, the Thai tea first, and then you took me back and hit me with the blended.
That's the bomb.
That is the bomb, man.
is.
I never knew a blended Thai tea could be so good.
It is. It's great.
And our Cambodian princess,
Yep.
Set
she
us
hooked us
up.
up.
I mean, I'm in love.
We were trying to guess
And
where
I'm
she
all
was from. We
shook
went
up.
through every island in the Asian Pacific.
Oh yeah, we were going through it, man. I tell you, I was starting ready to mix them, but the only thing that I couldn't get out of my head is $5. That's right. Yeah, $5. Me do you good. I'm sorry, but I just kept thinking Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket. I don't know why that just popped into my head.
Oh, yeah. That was a crazy movie.
That was a crazy movie.
Yes, it was.
I do have to get along with the show. I love having a conversation with you, though.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
I was so
no,
inspired, and you've been
I
such...
inspire you.
Yes. Your impact is almost as good as the master storyteller of all time.
Oh, and that's ironically who we're going to talk about today.
Good setup.
What a setup. Yeah, man. We're going to talk about that today, the master storyteller of all time. And did you know who the master storyteller of all time is? Now, come on. You've got to know. You saw him last night, and I'm sure you've seen him on every single internet and network channel that you could possibly attain to watch. We are talking about, ready? Maestro, hit the drum roll, please. Okay, ready? President Bill Clinton. Slick Willie Billy, baby. The man that blows the sax. We're talking about the man, the soul brother Bill Hillary Clinton. That's right, Bill Clinton. Billy Willie. He's got the willy in his chili. Billy, I love Billy. He can twist a tale and tell a story better than any fish story from any fisherman you've ever heard in your whole life. This guy was so good last night when I was watching him. He was so masterful. He is the great grand master in martial arts. They talk about great grand masters, right? Yeah, you come from this line of martial artists, this lineage of great grand masters that go all the way back to the Shaolin temples. These great grand masters of martial arts. Well, this guy is the great grand master of the language of conversation and the language of storytelling. Mr. Bill Clinton. I mean, this guy was so good that by the end of his speech last night, I wanted to take my pants off and put $20 in each pocket, mail it to him Federal Express with a letter attached to it with a pin that said, please take my pants and my money, and hey, you want me to buy you a hamburger too? This guy can talk you into and out of and around and sideways and backwards and front ways in ways you could never imagine. And he doesn't even have to be in the Oval Office. Oh, he is so good. Really, all jesting aside, Bill Clinton is of speech and discussion. This guy is not, you know why? You saw him at his very best. Some of the critics were saying that was maybe his best speech, one or two or one ever that he's done. He really brought it home. The Babe Ruth, the Gretzky, the Mike Tyson, the Muhammad Ali, the Bruce Jenner. Oh, maybe not Bruce Jenner. This guy was the master of the Vin Scully of his trade. This guy was the Greg Louganis. Well, maybe not Greg Louganis. But this guy was. I cannot tell you how great he was last night. He was just a master. You got to sit back when you watch somebody that's really good at what they do. You just got to sit back and go, oh. Every one of the commentators, every one of the journalists were wooed by him. I don't care what political side of the party they were on. After that speech, it's been 20 plus years since he's been in the White House, okay? Yet that crowd of 15 to 18,000 people in that stadium, when they panned the crowd, the women who weren't even born yet when he was a president, are looking at him like through the eyes of a groupie. That you only see if you're a rock and roll star when you pan out to the audience. Even the movie stars don't get that kind of admiration. He was just unbelievable. The Trump company should have taken the money or not is still going on. You see, I don't care whether it's Republicans or Democrats. What is, and what is not. They're constantly shifting and twisting the words around to confuse the situation. This is why I always go by what I say. You can't trust either of these parties, not one of them, because they're always twisting for the angle. They're all friggin' criminals. Every single one of them. It's just who's a bad criminal and who's a badder criminal. Or I should say grammatically, who's a bad criminal and who's a worse criminal. You see, what criminal do you want in the White House? Do you want a criminal of that sort, or do you want a criminal of that sort? Because really, it's going to come down to that. Fact check. Clinton helped win health care for 8 million children. Now, remember that one? Clinton helped win health coverage for 8 million American children. True, Clinton did help the passage of Children's Health Insurance Program. Bill Clinton said, and he commended his wife, helping win health care for 8 million children as First Lady of the United States. Here's the background. Political fact has rated as mostly true. The notion that Clinton won health care for 8 million kids under the Children's Health Insurance Program enacted in 97, noting that it's not entirely accurate to say Clinton won it on her own. You see, she participated in making it happen, but she didn't win it the way it was presented, the way he fabricated that story and that line and that sentence in such a way that it led to the understanding that this woman standing on a hill with a sword and a shield won for the 8 million children. If not for her, it would never have happened. Please. But Clinton played a key role in passing the program. Senator Kennedy did too, because he was a top dog in the Senate at the time pushing for health care reform his whole career. So you see, they twist it, they elongate it, they tell the half-truth. They tell it and craft it in such a way that you will accept it the way they want you to accept it. It's beautiful, and there is no better person on the planet Earth today living in 7.5 billion people that can deliver that better than Bill Clinton. Fact check. Trump wants to punish women for having abortions. Trump wants to punish women for having abortions. This is completely false. Trump quickly reversed himself after saying women should be punished for having abortions and appears to have abandoned that position completely. The background. Trump's March 30th town hall with MSNBC Chris Matthews, during which the following exchange took place. Do you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no? As a principle, Trump, the answer is that there has to be some form of punishment. Matthews, for the women. Trump, yeah, there has to be some form. By that evening, as ABC News' Megyn Kennelly reported, Trump had walked back from his statement and position that if abortions are banned, women who have them should be punished. He issued a statement that read, if Congress were to pass legislation making abortion illegal and the federal courts upheld this legislation, or any state were permitted to ban abortion under the state and federal law, the doctor or any other person performing the illegal act upon a woman could be held legally responsible, not the woman. The woman is a victim in this case, as in the life in her womb. My position, he said, has not changed, like Ronald Reagan. I am pro-life with exceptions. Trump's statement that women should be punished for abortion was the first of 5 positions on abortion that Trump took in 3 days, and one he appears to have quickly abandoned. Now, you see, they're constantly flip-flopping. Both of these people. Flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. So for Clinton to get up there and say a fact, it's not completely true. Why didn't you tell that story? That he flip-flopped, that he went the other way. That would have been true. Trump wants to defund Planned Parenthood. Trump wants to do that to end any federal funding for Planned Parenthood. Trump says that rating is true. Trump wants to defund Planned Parenthood as long as it performs abortions, even though he has praised the group's work on women's health. Now, Clinton said something to the fact that that's what he wants to do, period. Now, he didn't talk about as long as it performs abortions. He didn't expound on that. You see, the thing is, you've got to look at what these people say, and you have to look at it over a period of time, and you have to understand. You have to understand that these people, they stretch the truth for their own benefit. And there's no one better to do that than Bill Clinton. He's been doing that his whole career, and he is the master of it. But not everything he said was the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So when you start looking at the facts of where they present their information, you come to the conclusion that they create the message to be delivered a certain way so that the message will be heard the way they want it to be approved. But the facts are always different. Sometimes they're 50-50, sometimes they're completely wrong, sometimes they're completely right. But nobody goes and checks these facts. That's the problem. We sit back and we just believe them. And when it's delivered in such a way, we believe them even more passionately. Because speeches are created not to touch your intellect, but to touch your heart, especially speeches of a political nature, especially speeches of a spiritual and religious nature. They are designed to touch your heart, not your intellect. So you have to understand that not everything that he said you can possibly believe in. And really, how can you believe in a guy that has been caught so many times in his career about stretching the truth or not telling the truth all the way? Seems to me that's what she does. It seems to me that Trump does it too. The key here is to understand that neither one of these parties are any different than each other. They're both the same in one, except one has an R and one has a D. But ultimately, at the end of the game, they end up being the same. They so adamantly argue against each other and point the finger and say the most disastrous, dastardly things about each other. And they get dirty about it and they get raunchy about it. But at the end of the day, they take a picture together hugging and kissing and laughing and joking. And I don't know about you, but when I don't like somebody or what they stand for, it's a hard thing for me to not like them and what they stand for. It's really hard. Call me naive. Call me innocent. But don't call me to do your dishes, because I don't do dishes. And that's my mother's fault. She made me do dishes. I didn't have any brothers or sisters, so I had to do all the boy chores and all the girl chores in my family. I mean, Bruce Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Kyle Jenner. What the heck is his or her name now? What is her name? Kylie Jackowitz? What? What's her name? Sally Wright? No, I don't even know what is Bruce Jenner's name now. Is it Brucey Jenner? Would somebody help me with that woman? Caitlyn? Okay, I was Caitlyn. When I was growing up in the family, I had no brothers or sisters. I was a boy and I was a girl, man. I had to do the boy and the girl chores.
You were the only child, I hope.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like boy, girl, girl, boy, girl, 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 boy, boy, girl. So you
scare me sometimes.
See, that's why they call me Jesse, because Jesse could be boy and Jesse could be girl.
Well, that's true. It depends on how you spell it, though, right?
No.
No? It's the same? Either way.
Jesse, Jessie, Jessy. It's all the same.
So it's a unisex
Look,
kind of thing.
let me tell you something. I've been swinging both ways since I was born.
TMI. We don't need to know all that. Some things you can keep to yourself.
I should have kept that to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how come you didn't give me the book to read on that?
I thought you got a copy of that.
Was that on page 2, chapter 4, or what? Where was that in the book?
No, it was on the front page.
On the front page.
Yeah, it's called the TMI section.
T.
And there was a list of things you just don't need to talk about.
Yeah,
That was number 3.
I shouldn't be talking about my name's Jesse, and I've been swinging both ways since I was born.
No,
Uh,
no, that's not necessary. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we
Yeah.
won't love you anymore or any less, but
yeah.
it's just, it's
Yeah.
one of those things. Yeah.
Anything else I should know about?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, thanks.
I'll go back and sit in the corner and be quiet
All right, thank
and
you.
watch you embarrass yourself again.
Yeah. Hi.
No, I think I'm going up in the balcony now.
I think you should.
You're looking kind of cherry in the face. What is that?
That's the Irish and Scot coming out in me. That's right. But you know what I mean. I don't even know what I mean. I know I mean something. And, what I really mean is this, is that, heck, I don't even know what I mean. What the heck was I even talking about? A talk show host that completely loses track because
You were
he gets
talking about
sidetracked.
Bruce Jenner and what is his name, and you got into Caitlyn.
How did I
and,
even get there?
and then you rolled into Jesse, and
How did I even get to Bruce Jenner?
I don't know.
I
I don't know. I was trying to follow along, but
was doing pretty good.
yeah, you were. You had a little roll going, but
I got sidetracked.
yeah. You were like a snowball rolling down a snow-covered hill. You were growing.
Yeah. But I kind of hit a rock or a tree or something.
Yeah, you
And
definitely did. Now you just kind of splattered all over the hill.
Okay. So now I got to gather up the pieces of the snow. Okay. What I was really trying to say is that both these parties are the same. You can't separate them. They are the same. They're absolutely identical, with given just a little bit of difference. Okay, that's it. Because the leaders of these parties are all liars. The leaders of these parties are all corrupt to some degree. You just do not get to that ability to become a person that they choose and say, hey, that person could be the president. You just don't get there per chance. You just don't get there on a whim and a fancy because you're super wealthy. You just don't get there because you know everybody in the world. You get there for a whole bunch of other reasons. And you don't become that person of recognition that they say, hey, they have a chance without ruffling some feathers on the way up. I mean, think about your position and what you do at work. Think about your position with your friends in your peer group. Think about your position when you want to do something greater than you're doing now, whatever that may be. And the obstacles that are in the way, and how you have to be creative to get around those obstacles and to get through those obstacles to the next level of whatever that is. Just think about that and magnify that and multiply that times 1,000 times. And now you're going to run for the presidential nomination to lead your party and possibly become the president of the free world. Think about the obstacles and the things creatively that you've had to get around and through in order to get to that position where somebody recognizes you and says, yeah, they could do it. These are people that have no regard for anything else but what they're doing and to get to where they're going. They never have. At least since the end of the Civil War. So whether you vote for a Democrat and their lying souls, or whether you vote for a Republican and their lying souls, you're going to vote for a liar. So the only question that you have in your mind should be, which liar am I going to vote for? Is it going to be the liar that has documented 22 to 44 discretions and straight out lies like Benghazi and like 2 nights ago at the Democratic National Convention when they roll out some illegal aliens breaking federal law, like I explained, right in front of you because you didn't even know. Nobody knew. I didn't even know till I said, wait a second. These people are going on global TV saying that they are illegal aliens, and yet they're on the DNC stage. How did they get there? Did they take a boat? Did they walk? Did they Uber from Texas or wherever they came from? I fear not. Were they living in a Motel 6 for the 3 days they've been there? Probably not. I mean, as I explained, Clinton said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I feel like I'm in the Goodfellas. Hey, don't worry about it. Or, hey, don't worry about it. What are you worrying about? I got it covered. Hey, don't worry about it, all right? I mean, there's like 47 million ways to say don't worry about it, and it all means something else different. Those of you on the East Coast know that. Chicago, you know that. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Worry about it. What's wrong with you? All right? You know, there's a lot of ways. So I'm sure she said, hey, don't worry about it. That's probably how she said it. And when I say, hey, don't worry about it, that's like a statement of fact. Don't worry about it. I mean, are you going to vote for her? Are you going to vote for the guy that vouches for her that he himself is a liar? He was impeached. He lost his law license. He could not practice law. Yeah, I can go on another list of him. Or are you going to vote for a guy like Trump, who you know didn't become a billionaire by being a nice guy? Come on, especially in New York. You telling me you don't got to grease the wheels? All the wheels are owned by those guys, and they're still owned by those guys. Don't you think that they're not owned by those guys because those guys are still running the scene in New York and Jersey and Philly? They're still running it. Everything is greased. Everything is worked. You've got to pay. You got to do what you got to do to make your 110-story skyscraper. All right? So don't you think he's free of any kind. Don't think he's the man of chivalry. He's not Machiavellian here. So who you vote for? Which liar do you vote for? Which one tells the best tale? We're going to see. We're going to see. I'm just here to tell you, don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. And question everything with 3 little letters. W-H-Y. Why? Always say, why? Why are they there? thepowervoices.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Livestream. We're on Periscope. We're on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. We're on StreamUp. We're on UPeak. We're on AVTV Live and the Digital Broadcasting Network on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. We're also all over the place, on the air and everywhere on our global radio format at www.thepowervoices.com. You can hear us anywhere. For me, I'm going to tell you in a day or two who I'm voting for. This is Jesse T. Live at 5, straight on the point. It's Jesse Terrero, and the Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya.